Welcome back to another episode of NFT Catcher Podcast. We'd like to remind everybody that nothing on the show is meant as financial advice, and to please do your own research. Thank you, and enjoy the show.
Now the subject is NFTs.
They're known as non-fungible tokens, or NFTs.
NFTs are exploding in popularity.
This is a technology that will forever change the way people interact.
So it is happening whether you understand it and like it or not.
This phenomenon is moving. The digital.
You have now joined Jenny from the blockchain and Michael Keene on the NFT Catcher Podcast.
What's up, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the NFT Catcher Podcast with me, Jenny from the blockchain, and my co-host, Michael Keene. For today's weekly recap, we have a special guest with us, Mitch Putnam, who we're very excited to be able to collaborate with him on this episode. And he is one of the co-founders of MONDO Toys, which we'll dive into. But yeah, Michael, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. This is actually an episode that I've been super excited to do for a while. So I'm excited to get into it. It's been a nice long weekend. I'm going on vacation Tuesday, so we're gearing up for that and all kinds of good stuff.
Nice.
Yeah.
And Mitch,
how about you?
welcome to the show. I'm good. I'm getting ready for New York too. Yeah, planning out my schedule and everything. We'll have to talk about some of the events we're going to be going to a little later on. But yeah, Mitch, welcome in.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. I'm a huge fan of the show. I love that intro too. So I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, so the reason I've been so excited, Mitch is a friend of mine. We've been buddies for like almost a year and a half now at this point.
Yeah.
When those old VV days when I talk about Clubhouse, you're one of the main guys that I always think of. I mean, I respect Mitch as much as anybody, your knowledge and your connections and you're just really smart dude in the space. You're a degen, just like me, you like to buy and sell. You do. So like, this is going to be fun. We're going to have a good chat, but thanks for coming on, man.
Of course. Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Fun. Yeah, for sure. So, first thing that we want to talk about this week, the big news is Satoshi. We actually talked about it for a minute on Clubhouse, but like, I don't know. What do you think, Jennifer? What's your take? Because I've been really trying to like look at all sides, and I was in some spaces with that community and like trying to figure out, what I thought about it and all that stuff. So what do you think?
Yeah,
I know we were a fan of his. We were all a fan of his.
Right. And Satoshi, just a refresher too, is the creator of MFers, which is this popular meme project that promised nothing. It was like kind of one of the first projects to come out to kind of just be like, we're just, these memes and that's it. And people really took to that and they took off and, they're going for, I think the floor at one point got all the way up to, was it like 3 ETH or something?
It was above 3. Let me look.
Maybe even more than that.
Finance now. It was probably 4.5, I think.
Okay.
Like, I'm gonna look and see for sure though.
Yeah, and it's just he would create these funny memes. Even before that project, he would create these funny stick figure memes and just post them. And sometimes he would mint them and auction them on like Foundation. And overall, just funny dude. He was anonymous completely, so we didn't really know who he was. Or even maybe it wasn't even he, I guess we don't know who they were in general, but I was kind of sad that he just decided to dip and depart. Yep. I know some people had some controversy around him kind of creating an open edition piece before he just left. But that aside, I don't know. I just remember messaging him last year when he had less than 10,000 followers. And I was like, yo, you're really funny. Keep it up. And then he was just thank you. And then he blew up and, now he has now he's deleted his Twitter and everything, but he got up to 150,000 Twitter followers. And a lot of people really liked him.
Yeah. No, the whole vibe was cool. The project was cool. Listen to this. It got up to 6.4 on February 20th.
This was probably around when Farouk was pumping it around that time, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I bought one at 1 ETH and sold it at 3 ETH.
Okay, not bad.
I remember that. That was when Farouk was. That was exactly right. Farouk Farouk put it as his like profile, and I was like, all right,
Yep.
I need to buy one then. Yeah, exactly.
So was there any like reason given as to why he needed to step away? Was he just tired of it, or was it just full on like I'm leaving with no explanation?
Yeah, it was kind of like I'm leaving with no explanation. Like he just like it's my time, like and it's like how I guess it was kind of. So I don't really know if, first of all, maybe he's living through some other account. Like he's probably still on Twitter. Like I don't even know. Did he disappear?
Start up
forever,
something
or-
new and do it
Yeah,
all
like-
over again.
Sure.
Yep.
Like what is he
Yep.
doing? But
Yep.
I guess kind of following in Satoshi's footsteps, right? Like
Right.
creator of Bitcoin, of like he just kind of disappeared and nobody knew what happened, or if he's still alive, or if he died, or whatever. And so I don't know. I mean, his username was Saratoshi, so
Yeah.
maybe he was kind of trying to do that as well. I mean, he did refer to that in his blog. Like he included clips of people being like, "Oh, I think one day Sartoshi's just going to disappear," and so he kind of like was like, "Okay, well, now's my time."
I actually don't really have any issues at all with that. Like, I mean, he did keep 25% of royalties, but did kind of a cool thing, gave it to the community. There's that multi-sig wallet that's, going to take care of the project. But then the open edition, and nobody, there's not a gun to anybody's head, but they sold 17,000 of them at 069, which is like 1,150 some ETH.
Which at this point is like what, half of the ETH spent on NFTs that week, probably. I'm really of two.
Yep. Go ahead.
I'm really of two minds about this because, like, we've been over 100 times about how much it sucks. Like when you do something that greatly affects how much the asset that everyone is holding, the price plummets due to something you did, right? And how it doesn't just affect you, and it affects so many people. And there's all that. At the same time, as somebody that's worked on projects, and I know you guys have too, it's terrifying, the idea of having to work on this stuff for all of time, or else people like want to kill you, right? So I get it. I understand being completely anon and feeling like you have an exit plan. I understand why one would do it. I also understand why holders would feel burned, but it's a real toss-up about how to feel about this one.
Yeah, I always find it interesting because from my perspective of what I saw, like the holders seemed fine. It was like, I feel like it was just the people that actually didn't even have, like, they didn't even buy the open edition or have MFers, but they have an opinion. It's like, it's always those people that are like opinionated, but they're not even involved. So it's like, why does your opinion matter if you're not actually involved? So I don't know. I try to kind of reserve judgment, but I definitely understand like their perspective of it, of like, okay, they literally just like did this open edition and left, and like it makes sense for it to seem kind of weird. But at the same time, like he was nothing but nice to people, and everyone had like a good perspective on him, and so I think that helped a lot. And I think it was like he had a good reputation. So yeah, it kind of worked out.
Yeah, he had a great reputation. I spent a couple hours in a community Twitter space, and it was all love. Like there was all love for him.
Nice. And I think there's room for those kind of projects. I think that I think where we got into dangerous waters was everyone starting to buy projects based on something other than the art of the community, right? Like the idea that this was going to be a collaboration with Gucci and everyone in the world was going to be a fan of it, or all these different things that can lead to these huge price hikes. And then when something like this happens, people are, furious. Whereas if it's a project that was sustainably built and people bought it for the art and bought it for the community, they still feel like they have something, even if the founder leaves. And I think that as we're more and more into a bear market here, I think that second type of project is what people should be leaning more and more into, of like being upfront about what it is. Then if nothing happens, you still like what you bought, hopefully.
Yeah. I mean, there's definitely a lot of different things. Are you selling a product? Are you selling, are you creating a business model? Like there's a lot of different ways to go about it. That's a good point for sure. For the record, the floor was 2.5 on June 5th, and it's down to 1.2 right now. If you remember, Mitch, you asked me when we first talked about it, and it was 1.8 and it hadn't gone down yet.
Yeah.
From when
and spoiler alert, it's going to go down more.
Yeah.
'Cause- Sorry.
Spoiler alert, if you're holding, you might want to think. Yeah.
No.
Could be wrong. Could be
Spoiler
wrong.
alert, our ETH is also going down.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Spoiler alert. Literally everything. on planet
Everything
Earth
is going down.
down.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh my god.
It's okay. The vibes are up. The vibes are up.
The
So
vibes
good.
are up. Yeah, people. Twitter's something else. Twitter's something else at this point. Good memes.
Yes.
Good memes. And then so Corey Van Loo. You guys know Corey Van Loo. Do you know him, Mitch?
Yep.
I'm sure.
Yep.
And we've talked about him a few times on the show. I actually love to get him on. I thought about that when I was writing this down. He does an open edition on Nifty Gateway for 200 each. So I guess it's about double the price Sartoshi's was, and that sold 368 of them. So I was like, geez, Sartoshi sells 17,000 on the way out the door. And Corey Van Loo, I don't know if it's marketing or people don't go to Nifty Gateway anymore.
Well, Nifty's interesting, right? Because again, we're in a bear market, and Nifty Gateway literally only sells you NFTs that are just art. There's nothing else promised.
Yep.
And so there's no speculation. There's no nothing. It's either do you want to own this or do you not?
Right.
And when you are in a bear market where sentiment is lower, that stuff's hard to sell. It's still the kind of stuff that I'm buying, but it's hard to sell. I mean, the crazier thing to me is not that, because I think that Nifty drops have been doing fairly poorly for a while.
Yeah.
Mood Flippers is the craziest thing for me of the week, because that was the new project from Random Character Collective, who did Invisible Friends. And it, I'm pretty sure, is not sold out because it's an edition of 5,000. They're only at 4,500, and it's only done 78 ETH in volume.
Wow.
And that is, I mean, that's as hyped of a crew as you can put a project out from. So yeah.
I didn't even see that. I didn't even see that one. Mood Flippers.
Oh,
it's Mood Flippers. Yeah.
It's from the they did the Mood Rollers. It's that same guy. It's like his PFP project now.
Okay. Oh wow.
But yeah, it's tough.
Yeah, there's a lot of projects that are struggling. You probably saw that Homework with like Pop Wonder and Wine Bags, and they sold like 700. And that's one that a few months ago they would have banged that out with all those artists.
It's
for
tough.
Sure. It's real tough. It's real tough. I'm watching a lot of projects. I mean, yeah. So another news, the NFT Catcher Discord was compromised last night.
No. Wait, what does that mean?
So the guy who owns the server, our website guy who started it up, it happens to anybody, but he clicked a bad link in another Discord. So we talk about security a lot to people. And so it's a learning experience. He clicked a link in another Discord to confirm his NFT, and that was a bad link. Somebody took control of his Discord, kicked. This was in the middle of the night. I didn't even know about it till it was over in the morning. Kicked me and Nikki and Casey out of the Discord. And luckily Neosporin was in there and Mark was in there. Mark saw it happening also. And they were on top of it in a second. Nobody lost anything, thankfully, but the thing was posting malicious links. They created a webhook. They kicked a bunch of people out. Like it was scary. And Mark was really he was really upset and bugging. And I think we've taken a few more precautions, but they just, it's the admin in Discord, the admin people you have to have as few people of admin as possible. The permissions have to be set correctly on the mods and all that, and it's definitely dangerous because it would have been horrible. I would have been devastated if people in our community would have bought something that was fake or got robbed. I would have felt like we had to, pay back almost it's, and it could end up being a lot of money, but that would be devastating. And it was definitely scary, but I'm glad that it's under control. And Neosporin and Mark in the middle of the night, they stepped up like champs and made sure everything was fine. Mark got on the phone with Crypto Wizard, who's a Discord expert, and helped him out for a while. So, but yeah, that happened last night. I woke up to all these messages and 6 a.m. I was like, oh shit.
That's wild. That is wild.
For sure. I know.
How'd you get
scary?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How'd you get the Discord back? If that guy did he get, because he kicked you out and everything? Did you then have to go and
Well, they put me back in, so I just got invited back, and I'm not sure exactly how. I guess Mark changed his password or whatever it is. Yeah, no, I don't know like exactly the details. I just saw the messages what they were going through and taking care of it, and there were some like other malicious accounts in the Discord that they kicked out. Like we had somebody about a week ago impersonated me and posted a fake link. But that wasn't anything where they just impersonated me. Yeah, I know.
That's how you know that's how you know you've made it.
That's what I said. That's what I said to the team. I was like, I finally made it.
Discord's scary though. Like we have, people reach out to us that are doing projects that, want help with projects or things like that. And Discord's one of the hardest barriers to entry because there's no way to like scale being like a Discord service. I know that there's a few people out there that sort of help set up Discords and permissions and everything like that and audit your Discord. But it's definitely the scariest and the hardest part of building an NFT project, in my opinion.
Yeah. And it's, it was wild. Yeah. They said 70 Discords were hacked in the month of May, 70 NFT Discords. Yep. I mean, the Bored Apes had it happen to them again.
Yep.
It's crazy. But yeah, no, that was the first time happening to us. And we're not even like some big crazy Discord that's like,
yeah, it's crazy because literally sorry if you can hear my cat purring, she's on my lap. But like last Sunday we talked about that. And then that's so ironic that you then get your Discord hacked.
I know.
Yeah, I wonder if it was like a targeted, like maybe they like heard on the pod and they're like, you know what, let me test this.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I guess maybe they just put those links out there and then everybody that clicks it, they check and see if they own a Discord or an admin anywhere. So maybe it goes backwards.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I don't know though. Pretty wild, but yeah, that was interesting, but I think we're good now.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. I just want to let everybody know about that. And, and if you're not in our Discord, come join. It's a fun place.
Just don't click any links.
Yeah, just don't click any links, but come in. Lots of alpha. We told everybody. Yeah, we actually told everybody about the we talked about this last week, the Gallery of Digital Arts, and one of the people hit one, flipped it for 7.5 ETH.
Hey, let's go.
Yep.
That's exciting.
Benji,
congrats on making out of that unscathed.
I know.
Very few people get out of a Discord hack unscathed. So congrats.
Yeah. One person said they clicked the link, but nothing had happened. They revoked everything and they didn't lose anything. They didn't like sign any contracts.
What were they asking for? What was like the link saying you doing a drop or something? Or?
Yeah, it was saying there was some kind of quick mint. I didn't see it because they deleted it, but I could actually probably find the screenshot of it. Let me see.
Discord hackers got to be struggling right now because even if you're like, hey, we're having a mint, no one's going to mint anything for any money right now. So they're probably struggling out here. Everyone wants
it's rough. I feel bad.
Everyone wants their NFTs to be free now.
Yeah.
Did you guys talk last week at all about this whole shift to the free NFT model? What's your guys' thoughts on this?
Yeah, we did actually talk about it. I'm going to be honest. I don't really have time to keep up with mints these days. I'm more of a secondary market type of person, but I like the idea a lot. I mean, I remember Michael and I had been talking about that for a while, wanting that. And so it's nice to finally see free or, cheaper mints coming out. I think it's nice for, especially if it kind of mints slowly, for new people coming into the space it's maybe I sacrifice, $10-20 for gas. But it's free NFT. And I think it's great for new people kind of coming in, not having to really put in much just to kind of test it out.
Yeah, I agree.
Not every project needs $3 million off the bat.
Right.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, it's funny how, despite how tough everything has been lately, I actually find right now to be one of the more interesting times in NFTs with the shift to free mints and then the whole storytelling that's been going on with Goblin Town and We're All Gonna Die and these different projects that are actually role playing. I think that's all been really interesting to watch. Versus,
can we hear your goblin? Are you still a goblin?
I do still have a goblin,
You still-
unfortunately. Unfortunately, yes. I think I just saw they're down to 3. So yeah.
Yeah. let me
Wait,
see.
what? They're down to 3?
Yeah, 3.1
Oh
it
my
says.
god! No
You
way.
don't want to look at any floors right now. I'll tell you
No,
that.
Oh,
yeah,
shoot,
I'm actually
yeah.
I have flips.finance up, and so the floors over the last like Goblin Town is down 22% in 24 hours. Zuki's down 60. Zuki's down to 8.5. Clone X is 8.5.
Whoa.
Wow.
Yeah, we're all gonna die is 3.6. Doodles is 9.6. Is point. We're all gonna die is 0.36.
0.36. That's crazy.
Yeah, I know it's down 40% in 24 hours.
That was 1.8 a few days ago, I think.
Yep.
Yep.
They burnt a mutant. I know.
Yeah.
And then this other project, a Psychonauts. Did you see that one? They were talking. Their community's trying to get them to burn an ape.
I have one of those.
I have 3 of those. I actually had 5, I think, and sold a couple. But they were. I went into the Twitter space and I was like, "Do not burn the ape." I was like, "You will be
Please do not
laughed
burn
at." That's
the
like
ape.
that's the dumbest thing I ever heard. Like for 2 minutes of excitement, and people like give it to charity. K Money actually made an awesome video about the we're all gonna die and burning the mutant. Did you guys see that?
I did not.
Oh, I haven't
Yes.
seen it yet.
So
I gotta
he's
check
like, it was like the we're all gonna die team. I'll do a quick synopsis. And he's gone back and forth. They're both him. He's like, so what should we do with this mutant? The guy says, and he goes, I think we should probably give it to charity. He's like, no, that's boring. How about we do this and this? And he goes, and then the guy's like, nah, that's even more boring. And then he goes, how about we give it to our intern Bernadette, who's a veteran with like 4 kids or whatever. And the guy was like, that's an awesome idea. And he goes, okay, great. And he goes, something else, she's going to be so happy. And the dude goes, what do you mean she's going to be happy? I thought he said burn address. He said Bernadette. Yeah.
Oh my god.
I don't know if I just did that justice, but it was a really good one from K Money a few days ago.
That project has been really, really bizarre to watch. I was in that one pretty early, and they talk about spirits coming back and all this craziness. And then they actually had this crazy thing happen the other day where they got delisted for like 10 minutes on OpenSea. Did anybody see this?
I saw on Twitter people talking about it, but I didn't.
So they got delisted for like, I don't know, under half an hour. And I think it was an OpenSea mistake, but there was all this speculation that popped up within that half an hour where like maybe you got them delisted for burning that mutant and all this stuff. So meanwhile, prices start to plummet because they got delisted, right? And then they get relisted again. And of course, they didn't miss a beat. The whole time they're like bringing this into their storytelling and being like, we have returned from the seas and blah, 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 blah. And so anyway, all that aside, the crazy part about it was they went through their contract, and anyone that sold it during the delisting that were scared and sold, they sent some ETH to. And I've never seen that before, where they were like, hey, sorry you got scared and sold and sold low. Here's some ETH for free. And went and sent everyone ETH. It was a wild, different things every day in this space.
Yeah. I think I see that dip in the chart. Yep. Dipping and came back. And now it's, oh my God, it's down bad.
Yeah, not good.
They all are. I mean,
is there any green on the chart on any?
The only
project?
green Fidenza. Yeah, Fidenza for some reason is up 5% in 24 hours from 69 to 73. The Adidas Originals is up 1%, and those are literally all the green. I could scroll way down. The currency has been shooting up. The Damien Hirst, those dots. It's still only at 5.25 when it was.
How high were those for a while? Like 20 or something?
Let me look. I'm going to look right now. And I'll tell you the highest it got, I think, was 11, but it doesn't even. This chart doesn't even go that far back because I remember I sold it at 11. And I think I was close to the high.
I remember that. Yeah, that must be about right. But that was when ETH was $4,000 also.
Yeah, so. That was a huge. And then now it was down at like 3 for a while. And now it's up to 5.25 because they're getting ready to burn. So it's gonna have its moment. And then it'll come back down again, probably. Unless it's scarce enough. But they're gonna have like a physical burning of all the extra physical ones
of the paintings
in a public display. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I was just looking at ETH's current value. You can get a Bored Ape for $119,000 right now.
Oh my gosh!
That's crazy.
And a punk for like I guess 65,000 or something.
What are they at?
48.
Oh my
Last I looked.
goodness. 48?
Yeah.
48 ETH. Not $48, okay? Hopefully not $48.
No.
Actually, that was you saying, oh, you can get an A for 100,000, which is like low, right? Even though that sounds like a lot of money if you don't know the context. I went to this art store today and I was just casually, like sometimes I like to casually ask people like if they're like into NFTs, you know? And then he was like, oh yeah, like I'm into NFTs and I like to collect. I just bought an ape the other day. I was like, you bought a bored ape? He's like, yeah, I bought like a trippy ape. I was like, wait, what? Like really? Like he's like, yeah, it was $300. I was like, okay, that was not an ape. But I didn't want to like burst his bubble, you know. I was just like, oh, okay, like cool.
How does somebody know what a
like,
trippy ape is, but
think
not
they can
know
buy it
because he
not
was
$300?
well, so he was kind of, for him, he was more of like an art collector. So he wasn't thinking about like, oh, all these benefits and whatever. And he said that he wasn't into selling stuff. So I think he just wanted it because of the art, like literally just like the art. So yeah, he like bought like some like knockoff, but I don't know. Like I was just like, what? Like $300.
Wonder what it was. Wonder if it was an OX ape or a Ryder Rips ape or a.
Oh man, that guy Ryder Rips. That guy's something.
Yeah. No comment.
No comment.
Nice. All right. I did pull up the thing. So they did try and tell people that we were like creating a token, a membership pass. And they were like, you know, it's going to be amazing.
For the Discords that they have
for the Discord scan.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's what they tried to do. So one person that we know of clicked it.
Did you say it was in the middle of the night?
Yeah, this was.
That's got to really fuck up conversion too, because it was during the day. I mean, it might have got me. Who knows?
Yeah. Right. I mean,
yeah.
I got on one of those once. I minted on 10 KTF during like a stealth mint Discord takeover, and
oh yeah.
Luckily, it was just like missing ETH. That's all. So it was like 0.12 or something gone.
Oh well, that's not too bad. So it just you just sent it to a wallet that was just
and then they ended up sending back ETH as well. They ended up reimbursing, but so it was no harm, no foul. But it was scary
weird.
for a little while there.
Yeah,
it was back I think when I had an ape and stuff too. So it was definitely scary.
Oh man, that's definitely scary. There's definitely not a lot of green at all. There's some that are really good deals. Like what's the one? Cyber Brokers. That one is probably a really good deal. DGen Tunes is back under an ETH. I don't know if that'll ever come back. Yeah, I know that was up to 2.8. I mean, it's everything is down. Cool Cats is down to 3.1. Cyber Brokers is 1.9. That was up to like 6 ETH, I think.
Cool Cats to 3.1. Cool Cats to 3.1 is not as bad as I would expect.
Yeah, because it's actually kind of been, because I have one Cool Cat and I've been kind of monitoring it. It's actually been like 3. Like, so if anything, it's kind of steady, but yeah.
Yeah. Cool Cats is, I mean, a month ago it was 4.
Yeah. I think I bought about a month ago at 4.
Yeah.
Again, like my 3rd or 4th or whatever the fuck.
Oh yeah. You have them all still?
I just have one. No, I'm saying like I've gone in, I've gone out.
Yeah, for sure. I bought mine at 9 on the show. It was like 25 grand.
Nice.
On the podcast, like episode 8 or something. This is episode 64, if you can believe it, Mitch.
Wow. That's crazy.
I know. We've been cranking.
Congratulations, guys.
Thanks, man. Yeah, it's been awesome. We've been having a lot of fun doing it. So we could get into it quick, but the future of NFT projects, what are we going to be looking at? What are the ones that are going to do well? Like what's the future going to hold? What projects should people be looking for? Because there's going to be really good ones that come. There's going to be awesome ones.
Ones that people should be looking for that haven't come out yet, or ones that
or just like what type of project? Like obviously we talk about Bet the Jockey, and that's been pretty safe. You know, the open editions are rough. I wouldn't mess with too many open editions, but
can't go wrong with free mints.
Yeah, you can't go too wrong. I mean, you end up with a whole. You know, I put a bunch of stuff in my hidden folder recently from some free mints that didn't turn out well. Monkey dicks or something.
Exactly. I'm a pretty huge believer, as you know, as you can tell from my background. My background on my screen. I've been in a lot of speculative collector markets in my life. And the one thing you learn over time, no matter what, no matter how hot the market is, no matter how new everything is, no matter what is, and you try to tell yourself this every time, is buy what you like. Because if you buy what you like and it goes to zero, you're going to feel a whole lot better than if you bought something you didn't like because you thought it was going to go up and then it doesn't. And so to me, the way that I've been trying to operate in this, like, because let's be honest, like we're in the time now where there's no telling what's going to go up or down. We're in the time when VFriends Series 2 are 0.4 or something. I mean, like everything's low, no matter how much utility or real world connection or whatever. And so the only way I know how to operate now is buy what I like. And so for me, that means artists that I like, companies that I like, whatever comes in, so that then I at least feel like I bought a piece of art that I liked if it takes a dump. But that's just my take. What do you guys think about what the heck to buy right now, or where it's going to go, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely going to be more of these free mints that hit. Like it's about marketing, and it's going to be 1 in 100 projects. So you got to kind of keep your ear to the ground and who likes what, but there will be something that comes along that's going to really do 20, 50, 100x for you. We don't know what it is, you got to, and things go up and down. Like I think that people should be looking out for really real world utility. I think is going to help, like stuff that's like undeniable that you can really do. And vibes are awesome, but the vibes aren't quite working at the moment. Like projects that actually will give you stuff, and parties are great, but I don't know exactly what it is, but even traveling to places or entry into clubs or discounts or this and that, things like that, I think are going to start to the actual utility, I think, is going to come into play.
I like parties. I like projects collabing on events and stuff. And, just being able to meet people in real life, it is just so much better. Cause I think we've said this before too. It's about the connections you make in the space. And, I mean, there's so much possibility of what you can do. And it doesn't just have to be about the money or about trading. I'm also curious, Mitch, because you are, a huge physical world collector, right? You collect things in the physical world. We're looking at right now, Mitch, the background. He has all these collectibles. Amazing. There's so many different things. I almost can't even pinpoint one to call out. Oh, what's the thing directly behind you? It's Cause or something.
Yeah, there's lots of Cause toys behind me.
Cause. Yeah. Bunch of those. There's a SpongeBob, there's bugs and stuff. What's it like collecting things physically versus digitally?
I mean, I think there's pros and cons to both. And what I was going to say earlier when we talked about real world utility is of all the projects that the team that I work with has worked on, the one that has stayed the most up is a project called Gemma by Tristan Eaton. And the reason is that it holds value so well is at any point in the first year, there's 4 different events where you can actually burn your NFT and instead receive a 2 foot by 2 foot signed art print of your piece. So it's sort of like the Damien Hirst currency. Anytime you want to convert that into a physical piece, you can. And so I do think that, honestly, when we did that project, I expected to see more projects like that, because I think that it's such a good way to do an NFT project where it's oh, well, if NFTs ever are something you don't want to do anymore, or, go to zero or whatever, you can turn this into a physical piece. And so to me, I think that having the choice between is kind of a best case scenario. Physical collecting is great. It has its downsides too. I mean, I have so much stuff that I don't know what to do with it. It takes time to sell. You have to find the right person. You have to ship it, all this stuff. And so the thing that excited me about NFTs when I got into it was the real time market of it, how an artist could become more popular or less popular within a day, and all this stuff, and you could have deals done that day versus all this photo taking and listing on eBay and all this stuff. So I think that if we could eventually get to a place where you can enjoy both worlds based on how you're feeling about the piece at the time, that's what I think is sort of the best case scenario.
And one of the things Gary Vee talks about, and why he's so bullish on digital stuff, is because you can't really show these off very often.
Right.
I'm seeing it for the first time. Like, nobody really gets to see this amazing collection.
Yeah, no, that's totally true. And that's a thing that I really like about NFTs too. This is basically just my take meetings background. So that's pretty nice. I have to take a lot of meetings in pop culture, and so the background works pretty well. But I've been working in pop culture, art and collectibles forever, and so when I came into digital collecting, it was exciting for that reason. It's just easier in every way. It's just easier. But then there are also times like this when the market gets bad that you kind of want something tangible. But it is what it is. Each has its pros and cons.
How'd you first hear about NFTs? What made you perk you up about them?
I had heard about them for a little while, but the thing that made me get into it is, so I collect a lot of art, and I was told, somebody mentioned that James Jean, who's a big artist that I really like, and Tomer Hanukkah, who's another big artist that I really like that I've worked with a number of times, were on Clubhouse talking about NFTs. And that's what made me download Clubhouse. And then that was the beginning of the beginning of the end of my free time. Nice. And Tomer Hanukkah actually has a really cool project coming out soon called Moody's. That's like built a really fast Discord following. But it's that's sort of how I got pulled in, was through some of the artists I know starting to talk about it. Yeah, and for those that don't know what I do, I like we mentioned at the top, I work at a place called MONDO, and we make limited edition toys and soundtracks and posters for movies. And so I've been around art, limited edition art, for a long time. And when does this podcast air?
Probably maybe tonight at midnight. Yeah.
Okay, never mind. I was gonna leak something, but that's too soon. But something interesting coming out about Mondo tomorrow. I'll say that.
Oh wow. Yeah. Vivi?
No, not Vivi.
Okay. Yeah, that's how Mitch and I came across. Like, you were in those rooms. So like, I was doing all the VV Clubhouse, and Mitch was hanging out with Frank Kozik and Jermaine Rogers, who are two other amazing artists. We've talked about them before. Guys with VV, and then you did a drop on VV. You probably did. I think you did a couple of them.
Yeah, we did.
We had like rooms. Yeah, with David, you would come in and like hundreds and hundreds of people. That was a lot of fun. And then I just started kind of coming into your rooms with those guys and all the artists, and that's how I met so many people. It's been amazing.
Yeah,
we were every night for a long time.
That's right. Yeah, same. I started coming in your rooms, and then people from your rooms would come in our rooms. That's how we met Emmanuel. That's how.
Yeah, exactly.
It was it was a good time. Simpler times.
Simpler times. We knew we could talk about every project that was minting, because like there were so few.
Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah. And now it's, I remember the point in time where you could market and be like, I don't even know what projects that'll come out in a day anymore. And that was news. Like, that was new, because before that you knew every project, especially with what you were doing. Like, you for a while knew pretty much everything minting. And then it got to be where there's 5 a day and 10. And now it's just, who knows how many a day.
Oh, it's insane. And there weren't even a lot of data sites back then. One of the things we thought about doing was, like, I had the idea to do these data sites that have all popped up, Flipstop Finance, Icy Tools. Like, I knew that they needed it. That's the best thing about the blockchain, is like anybody just can grab that info. It's all out there.
Yep.
Yeah, really cool. Those were some good times. Mitch is also one of the other projects I've actually talked about a good amount on here, was the Visitors, how you guys dropped on Polygon and onboarded all those people. Mitch has a really good team he works with, a couple guys, Michael and Jacob. Like, you guys are a super solid team, like streamlined. When we do a project, it's like 12 people to do what you 3 do.
I got very lucky in that I sort of got into it at the same time as Mike Mitchell, who's an artist that we've worked with forever at Mondo, and then Jacob DeHart, who was the co-founder of Threadless back in the day, which was a really big art company. And he's sort of is like a dev genius, and also a creative mastermind too. So, and Mike is amazing. And so we did the Visitors just to kind of try it. And it went well, and then other people started calling us. So we did a project with Shepard Fairey and a project with Tristan Eaton, and we have a project coming up with the really big artist named Michael Reeder. And so we've tried to help these big sort of gallery level artists come into the NFT space. And it's been interesting. But if anyone wants to check out what we do, we actually finally have a website, and it's 0x420.io, like a contract, 0x420.io.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, we just finally got a website. We were just kind of incognito before that.
What is the 0x that everybody puts before things?
So that's just what a contract starts with. Any contract starts with, and and so you can actually customize that a bit. And so the Visitors started with 0x420 to be funny, and so that's what we decided to call our little company.
That's really cool. No, it's great. This is awesome. Congratulations, man.
Thank you. Yeah, we've sort of slowed down and gotten pickier. We did 5 projects in 6 months, I think, and so we got very burned out. It was a lot to do.
It's a lot of stress for sure.
Yeah, so we've just been kind of laying low.
Nice. Snoop Dogg's opening a restaurant. To be expected. He's got every time he does an interview, he's in his Bored Ape shirt, his Dr. Bombay or whatever.
Yeah, Dr. Bombay.
Yep. It's like that's his thing. He's Snoop's going to be looked at, I think, in a few years, like really going to be looked back at as like a visionary when this all plays out, because how hard he went into it early and putting so much stuff out there and trying this and trying that, not afraid to fail. Like, I think he's, there's a lot of celebrities that have failed, but Snoop's, doing his thing.
Do we know like where or what or anything about it yet?
No, it just came up on one of the news, but they didn't say that. I'm sure it's probably going to be in, California.
I love Snoop Dogg, and I love how big of a part of this he is, but he's definitely a person that I feel like if you have connection to him and you have money, he'll do most things, like he's down for whatever.
Yeah. He's done he's literally been in like every single niche. I feel like I was thinking about that too.
Sandbox.
No, even outside of NFTs, like it's like he started with music, but he's done so many different like things. It's crazy.
Yeah, he has.
Totally.
Martha Stewart TV show.
I'm curious about the restaurant, because if you would have come to me with that Bored and Hungry restaurant idea, I'd have been like, no one's going to care about this. And it turns out people care about it.
Yeah.
So who knows? I think it could, then again, I'm not there every day at Bored and Hungry to know, like all I get is Twitter confirmation bias pictures when people
on the
go to
first
it.
day, like when it was popping. Although I heard it was a pop-up, like it's not actually a permanent restaurant.
Oh, okay.
Really?
I just read that the other day. I was like, I was under the impression this was permanent, but
yeah, me too.
I think it was like 3 months or something. They're
going to be at Ape Fest giving out free food.
Oh,
nice.
Yep.
What's funny is, NFT aside, it seems like Snoop Dogg could just open a restaurant and call it Snoop Dogg's Restaurant, and it would do fine. So
yeah.
But yeah, hopefully, I didn't know that Bored and Hungry is a pop-up. Hopefully it continues on, maybe at the very least as a food truck, or they get a permanent space or something. Because it does, I like seeing that stuff. I think that the more that stuff becomes actual branding, the more you not only like the more it helps NFTs, but also this idea of how IP has opened up so much in the day and age of NFTs, and this probably accidental idea from Yuga to allow derivative and commercial usage rights of your ape that kind of changed the entire game on especially digital art, on how it's sold and what copyright means and all these things going into the future, and open source and Creative Commons and all these different things. And so I hope we do see more of this, of people being able to buy an art asset that also allows you to use it in a commercial way, and experimenting with that. That's one of the more interesting things about NFTs to me.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that I've seen putting them on liquor bottles and beer bottles and cannabis brands. Like I wouldn't mind doing that with mine. I don't know if anybody wants to, but if anybody's out there listening, you want to license my ape, hit me up.
Yeah, I'm
but
sure
there's a bunch of our NFTs we can do.
For sure.
I think, yeah.
Yep.
And that's not even to mention like the other cool stuff that happens with NFTs, like 10KTF and things like that, where they actually repurpose your NFT to make a new NFT that's collectible. And so yeah, I like the experimentation with that stuff. And I think that that's the stuff. Usually the people I know that are completely closed off to NFTs, it's that kind of stuff that gets them interested and go, oh, like I understand why this is a thing,
Mm-hmm. And and did you see what happened with Seth Green?
I did.
Yeah, you did.
I did.
So not to laugh. He had his ape and a couple of mutants stolen right before VCon, and he's using his ape in a TV show. He was like planning on using a TV show, and he had to buy it back for $260,000.
No,
yeah, it's brutal.
I didn't know that he had to buy it back.
Yeah, he bought it back.
He made a deal to buy it back. I don't. Yeah, I'll just say this: I am near people that were around him when that happened, when his ape was compromised, and it's very sad. Especially because, like, imagine your ape being stolen is one thing. Your ape being stolen when you're halfway through developing something with it, that's rough. Like he was a week from debuting that trailer at VCon when it happened, so it's tough. But yeah, and then I suppose you pay $250,000, you get your asset back, and you're able to push forward with that TV show that he's making. So it kind of had to be done, but yeah, pretty tough situation.
That's crazy. And then it's, and you can't really blame the person that he had to pay, because that person, paid money for it, thinking that it was legit, didn't know. Probably.
I think they were being pretty tough about it though, because I'm not sure how much they bought it for. I don't think it was 165 ETH or whatever. But
fair enough.
Yeah, I think they were being pretty tough about it. I don't know the person. I've talked to Seth before, and he's very, very nice, down to earth NFT degen, like for real degen. So it's sad, and everyone likes.
Do you know what he did to get? Was it not on a hard wallet?
It may have been on a hard wallet. He clicked a link that gave a permission, like a
right.
free,
Even
like
if that's the thing about a hard wallet. Like it's you still have to. Like I've had to connect it. I had to connect it to get my Ape Fest ticket. So like you're connecting it. It's not.
Yep. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was like a project that he holds, a fake link that was like, "Hey, here's the companions. They're minting now."
Right.
And then clicked it, and And I think he got a couple other things taken too, maybe a couple doodles and some other stuff. So yeah, I mean, everyone thinks it can't happen to them, but it's a minefield out there, and it's I've had many close calls. I feel like I have as good of a handle of it as anyone, and I've still had many close calls. It's tough.
Yeah. I mean, I watch Icy Tools all the time, and I've gotten really scared to even click in to look at the projects that are minting. Like, if I look at it and if there's like 5,000 minted, but it's only by like 300 people, I'm like, nah, because like you think they could, like, I don't know. If I see like 5,000 people minted it, then I'll like, I don't know.
Well, here's a question I have that I don't know the answer to, but like you would think that in the day and age of like no website, no Discord, free mints, like, aren't we potentially opening ourselves up to malicious links via that? Because if somebody says, "Hey,"
about that too.
Yeah, drunken goblins are minting right now and they're free.
They are? Oh shit.
And then you click that and you don't think about it that the same way that you think of like, hey, your doodle spaceship is minting right now, and you're like, oh, that's fake, But if somebody's like, hey, you should mint this, backwards goblin dude, and everyone's like, oh shit, I need one because it could go up to 2. It seems like that makes it even more scary, because like really one of the barriers to a project being a legit project used to be having a website and a Discord with some people in it, and now people don't care about that, so it's a little scary.
Yep, that's the truth. That's really, I mean, there have been those free mints that people like, the messages come out, hey, this is a wallet drainer, and the word spread's kind of click, but they are. Like, I'm always on Icy Tools, but I'm definitely more wary about where I click. Like the Woo Birds are going right now. Oh geez, the Woo Birds. I actually had an idea for the Jailbirds and just do all the Moonbirds, but put jail bars in front of them.
I like that. That.
Uh-huh. Somebody could take that.
So you guys are both going to New York. What are you guys going to do there?
Yes.
Yeah,
we're
both going to New York.
Yeah, we're very excited.
Andy's going as well. Andy and I hang out together most of the time. Yeah, Andy and I have been buddies for 20 years. We've been good friends. We both grew up in Northeast Philly, so
nice.
I'm excited. Yeah, I'm excited to hang out with Andy. Jennifer's throwing a party on the 22nd with a few people with Upstream, and you could, if you want to talk about that. And then there's Ape Fest. We have tickets to that one night, and there's a bunch of different parties. Yeah, just one night. And
it was like a raffle thing. I also am going to Ape Fest on the 21st.
Yeah,
nice.
We're going the same day. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We talked about that.
Yeah.
Tell us about your party.
Yes. So my party's on the 22nd, collabing with Upstream, Cryptoys, Juicebox Friends, and Swicky. And we have like 860 people that have RSVP'd so far. So we're excited for it. It's at Freehold in the Park, Union Square in New York. And it's from 5 to 10 p.m. And we're going to have drinks, DJ, like just good vibes all around. And it's been fun, like planning it out and everything. But yeah, we're very excited.
That sounds awesome. I wish I was going. The 22nd is my kid's birthday. So
hey, happy birthday to your kid.
Yeah. So I feel like I can't get away with going.
Yeah, it makes sense,
Yeah, I'm leaving on Father's Day. I'm leaving my family. I'm leaving my family in Costa Rica on Father's Day to fly up.
I know. I keep telling my family that I have 3 kids, and so it's like, well, there's always a birthday, so
right?
What am I supposed
to do? Birthday, anniversary.
That's right.
Yeah. And speaking of Cryptoys, they had that big news a couple days ago where they're collabing with Mattel.
Yeah, they're partnering with Mattel.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Huge.
In what way have they said?
No, so they haven't released much information. My sister actually is head of community for Cryptoys. So she works for Cryptoys. They haven't launched, you can't buy anything except for their Cryptoid classics right now, which are kind of, they're like, they were originally just like a free gift to all the people that were early in their Discord and stuff. But yeah, they're, I don't know when they're actually going to launch. But yeah, they did announce that partnership with Mattel, which is very exciting. I'm very excited for them.
The free really Cryptoys classics, by the way, are almost a quarter ETH.
Nice.
They're awesome. Yeah. There's 3,900 of them, 2,600 owners. I think all 3 of us on the podcast have one.
Yeah, I'm super curious to see more like NFT toy collaborations. Like it seemed like the Ape Super Plastic one went well. I don't know how the in-house made the Doodles vinyl toy. Did you guys see that one? It was like pretty expensive, but it was rad.
I didn't see it.
The Doodles
did you get one? Yeah. Jennifer, where are you at?
I think I saw that. If we're talking about the same thing, South by
they were
Southwest,
like $300 or something.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So I'm curious to know how these things are going, and I think that there's definitely like a pretty good opportunity there for some of this stuff to be turned into toys. And a lot of times it seems like the problem, the barrier to entry with this stuff is a lot of it's been really expensive. But I guess we're also sitting here buying JPEGs and Air for more than that. So
yeah, what's really impressive about Cryptoys is they haven't asked people for 1 penny yet, and they've been around for almost a year now, right?
Yeah, I mean, they raised money, so like,
Okay, they raised money. Good. Okay.
Yeah.
I see. That makes sense.
They have like
they went to traditional. They went to traditional way. How about that?
Yeah. I know, not the Web3 way.
Well, the Web3 way is a little weird. Like with hey, I have this idea. I need $3 million or $70 million if you're Pixelmon.
Oh, are these on Polygon?
Yeah, the crypto classics are on
Cool.
Polygon.
Cool. And yeah, I mean, obviously, as you guys mentioned, we've done a couple projects on Polygon, and it's tough. In a lot of ways, I believe that it's, well worth doing, and probably in some cases the ideal way for a lot of these collectible projects, but it's tough. I'm proud that we've done them and that we've succeeded with a couple of them. So I sort of tip my hat to any project that's done well with a Polygon mint.
Yep.
Yeah. And also for model toys, I wanted to say Penelope's Country Club, who we had Carlini on. I thought it was interesting the way they were doing it. So they've kind of been doing these monthly airdrops to holders. And one of the things, like if you have 5 of them, then you can actually redeem it for a physical. So I kind of liked how they did that in a way where I was like, well, technically if you had 5 of the Penelopes, you would get 5 of the airdrops and you basically get a free, one, like a physical. So I liked that. But yeah.
Yeah, we're doing a similar thing with the project that we're doing next. We're doing this Cyber Bandits project with Michael Reeder, and he has it's very expensive to get anything physical from him. And so we're doing a thing where any like super collectors that collect 10 of them get a print pass. And so then they can choose to make a signed 1-of-1 print out of any one of their 10 that they have. So yeah, I think, like I said, I really think one of the coolest things when you're talking about fine art NFTs, especially like tying it into physical, is really exciting to me.
Yep. Yeah, I think that's going to be important. I think it always should have been. I always said that to people when I was consulting on projects, like do something physical. It doesn't cost anything to have them sign, Even with Cheech and Chong, they sent out the poster. That was my idea for them to send out those autographed posters.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun, and it really does. Like, I don't know what it is about it, but when you have an NFT project, like I went to VCon, and even just like picking up a sticker from an NFT project, I was like, oh shit, like this stuff is real, Like I picked up this is a good sign of how this marketing works. I picked up a Supduck sticker, and now I'm like, I really like this sticker, but I feel weird putting it on something. Like maybe I should buy a Supduck. And then so it's funny how that stuff works. And like the Deadfellas activation with the hat and stuff was amazing. So I think that like the more physical stuff that happens, I think it really does like cement fandom with these projects.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%. Okay. Tying back into New York really quick. Yep. What are a couple like events that you guys are going to? I guess we'll start with Mitch. What are a couple events that you're like, I'm really looking forward to this?
Again, I'm not going because it's my kid's birthday, but if I were going,
sorry.
No, it's fine. If I were going, I mean, I think inarguably Ape Fest is the ticket, right? Like it's just for the pure fascination of like, what are they going to do? Who's going to be there? Do you guys have any speculation on who you think may show up to Ape Fest?
Oh, I haven't even thought about that, to be honest.
I know my only theory, I had this wild theory a couple of weeks ago where I was like, I wonder if Madonna's going to play because Gaio Siri is her manager.
Right.
He's the manager of the Bored Apes and she has an ape. And everyone, and people I talked to were like, no way, that's crazy. And then I saw she had an Instagram story the other day that said she's playing in New York like June 23rd or something. So she's going to be in New York. So I would not be shocked.
I could see Post Malone being there.
That'd be great. That would give me extreme FOMO. I would have a lot of FOMO about that.
Yeah. I saw Post Malone at the Maxim party with like 500 people when he was at his height before the Super Bowl. Yeah, in Minneapolis.
Yep, in Minneapolis during one of the coldest weeks ever.
Oh God, it was horrible. We got out of that place at like 3 a.m. and it was like to get to the Uber. It was crazy cold. I never felt anything so cold.
Yeah, for those that don't know, I live in Minneapolis, and I was joking with Keen about how it's always worst case weather whenever we have something on a national stage. Even VCon, it was summer.
It got it hailed.
It got to like, and then it got to like 50 degrees or something during summer, which never happens. Yeah,
unbelievable. And I could see Snoop performing. Why wouldn't he perform? And then they'll get comedians again.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think of who's Like who else are the holders? You could say Bieber, but he's got his whole face thing now. He's not going to be able to perform.
Yeah. I don't know. What parties are you guys excited for outside of Ape Fest?
Smiles Verse, I'm excited for.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Nights of DGen was a really good one last year where I hung out with a lot of cool people.
Have they said much about the Smiles Verse party?
I don't think they've said much. What'd they say? Go ahead.
They're throwing a party on June 20th from 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. And there was like an RSVP form that you could fill out. I think, and then they said like you have to have the token proof app, and basically you're gonna have to like scan a QR code to just kind of like confirm or whatever. But yeah, I mean, I filled out the RSVP. I'm planning on going to the Smilesverse party. Yeah, and then Jenkins the valet. Oh my god, I feel so bad. So no, we got to say this now. June 20th, Jenkins valet party, 4:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. We had Thread Guy, who's the director of vibes of Jenkins. He came on. He said, "Oh, you guys got to come to my party and everything." And I just happened to be, I don't know. I happened to see that they had just dropped like the tickets, and there was only like 200, maybe 225 or something. And I was like, oh my God. And Michael had sent me one because I didn't have a Jenkins. He's like, I'll send you one. Like I have a bunch, And I was like, oh, okay, cool. So he sent me one. I RSVP, me and my boyfriend, right? 2 tickets. And then I'm like, oh, I hope Michael's online. And I'm like, oh, Michael, like, make sure you.
You're like, hey, you did tell me, you did try and hook it up. You're like, get on there ASAP.
Yeah, and then I refresh it and it starts decreasing, and it's like 30 tickets left. I'm like, Michael, please, wake up! Like I don't know where you are, what you're doing, but like you need to RSVP. And then it like sold out, and I was like, no, I felt so bad.
They said they're trying to do something though. They're trying to figure something out. They tweeted.
Yeah.
So hopefully they'll add it. They might move venues. It's that one looks like it's going to be really cool. They're going to be giving out like the Jenkins keychains, I think, or something.
I mean, I said if there's a way to transfer, I'll transfer it to you because I know you're super excited to go.
That's all you. That's all good. I could crash it. I know the Thread guy.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Hey, there we go.
And Psychedelics Anonymous, Voltura has a house or some kind of venue. It's called like the Glass Studios, and he said there's like a rooftop and a bunch of rooms that like it's going to be available from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. and free breakfast, free drinks, some food there, and you can just hang out if you're a holder. So cool. And that's actually a 10-minute walk, Jennifer, I was saying before the show, from your party. So I think I'm going to try and Andy and I are going to go there beforehand, hang out there, maybe talk to him, and then come over to your party.
Hey, I say hello for me because I'm not gonna be able to attend that.
I'm gonna try and get him to come to yours though. I'm gonna try and get him to come to yours.
Nice.
I'm gonna befriend him.
There we go. We'll make him VIP if he comes.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sure. Yeah, he's not VIP wherever he goes, but yeah, for sure.
And then Tuesday on the 21st. Besides Ape Fest, I'm also looking forward to that Doodles holders only party that they're doing. And then Eternal, we had Newbie on. Newbie, she's the chief of staff at Eternal, which is like where it's built on Flow, and it's like collecting streaming, like live streaming moments. Anyway, she's throwing a party. Eternal's throwing a party from 10 p.m. to 3 a.m., which is like super, super late, but I'm gonna have to drink some coffee or something. Yeah. That'll be fun. I'm looking forward to that. And Sean Kingston is gonna be singing there, and he I don't know if you guys know Sean Kingston, but he sings like fire burning on the dance floor, that little shawty. Okay, maybe not.
Keep singing. I'm not sure. Keep singing.
I like this.
Okay, you know what? Some of the listeners know. Okay.
Can we just go through NFT NYC performers and you sing a little bit of their songs? This is a good segment.
Yeah, that's a good segment, right? Singing along.
The party DJs are having one on Thursday night with Diplo and Blondish and
really?
I'm gonna be leaving on Thursday. I'm so sad I'm missing that.
Yeah.
I feel like party DJs have a lot to live up to because the only reason anyone bought that project is
was to go to throw wild parties.
Yep, that's why I bought it. That's literally why I bought it. And I went to 2 parties out of it too. It's been worth it.
Nice.
Yeah. My flight is 6 a.m. on Friday morning, so I
Oh
don't know
my
if I'm
God.
gonna,
Are you gonna pull an all-nighter? Like,
Yeah, you gotta
why
just
did you
stay
do
up.
that to
Stay up for
yourself?
that
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't do it on purpose. It's because I'm flying into Liberia, Costa Rica, so the
Oh, wow.
pickings were kind of slim. I have a layover in Miami. I'm gonna go try and find Jen Stark's mural at
Hey.
the Miami airport.
I love Jen Stark's work so much.
Yeah, we had her on. She was our last guest.
Oh,
Yeah.
I haven't listened yet, but yeah, she's
obviously you haven't listened.
I haven't yet, but she's one of my favorite artists. She's incredible.
Yeah, she's really cool. She had a good story, and she's like very accomplished in the Smithsonian and all kinds of stuff.
She's huge.
She's a hustler. She works really hard, does a lot.
Yeah. So we usually finish off. Do we have anything else we want to talk about before we usually finish off the episode just by doing sales volume over the last 7 days, top 10 projects kind of thing?
Yeah, no, totally. Thanks guys again for having me. And I'll throw in one quick plug, which is our next project is cyber-bandits.com. Take a look at it. It's really beautiful art, and it's all art based. So if you're here for giant roadmaps and collabs with Gucci, this isn't for you, but really a lot was put into the art generation. But that's all I got. Thank you guys so much.
Nice. Yeah, it is a pleasure. It was definitely good hanging out, and hopefully it won't be the only time.
For sure.
But, yeah. So what we do, I go on to cryptoslam.io. We've been doing this since the beginning. It's NFT collection rankings by sales volume over the last 7 days. So number one is Bored Apes, and they're actually double anybody else, 19 million. The next is 10 million. We're all going to die. Huge volume. That probably encompassed, huge volume, number two. Other Deed is number three. Something I never heard of is number four, Shit Beast.
Yeah, that was like in the Goblin free minting sphere.
That's right. Shit Beast.
Hold on, real quick before we continue on. I happen to see Other Side Land is at like 2 right now, I think, which is wild.
Is it that low? What are they going to do with that? Are they going to make that work? I hope so.
If they say it's like a year out or something, like nothing's happening for like
and there's another 100,000 coming.
1.9 right now. 1.9.
Okay, don't buy any, Michael.
No, I'm not going to buy right now. There's another 100,000 of those coming.
I know, it's insane.
No.
Oh man.
And also, real-time stats. So that, and then the other crazy thing is there are multiple 15 ETH mutants up right now.
I said last week I wanted to sell it at 20. I said last week.
It's a crazy time. Anyway, hit me with the volume.
Oh my God. You just
anyway, back to the volume charts.
So Shit Beast is number 4. There were 8,000 transactions on Shit Beast. Goblin Town's number 5, 8 million. Mutants are number 6 at 7.8. The Go to Mint Pass, the Gallery of Digital Arts, which we've talked about a bunch. That's the one. It's got Cause is actually one of the founders. So people are thinking they're going to get Cause NFTs with that. And Pharrell and Jimmy.eth is part of the team. That's number 7. CryptoPunks is number 8. So Rare again is in the top 10. So Rare has been doing really well. I haven't kept track at all, but there were 12,000 buyers and 52,000 transactions. 12,000 buyers. There's actually, for the first time ever, I see that So Rare has more buyers than Top Shot.
Wow.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. And then number 10, I never heard of. Pablo's. That's another one I never heard of.
That was another.
I've seen this.
Yeah.
That was just another quick.
That was during the free mint hype.
Yeah,
week.
They did 4.5 million in volume, 15,000 transactions. Clone X number 11, Murakami Flowers, Trolltown Moonbirds, Piece of Shit, Nothing Suzuki. For the culture,
some of those shit ones got really high or whatever.
Yeah, what's with these names? Like what?
It's just literally called Piece of Shit, one word.
Like okay.
Shit piece.
We're in an interesting phase right now.
Goblin piss.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right, cool. Well, thank you all so much for listening. Thank you again, Mitch, for coming on the show. And we'll catch you all in the next episode. Peace.
Thank you for tuning in to the NFT Catcher podcast. We hope you enjoyed today's episode and learned something new about the exciting world of NFTs. If you enjoyed today's episode, please take a moment to subscribe to our podcast on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you listen to your podcasts. And if you really love what you're hearing, please leave us a rating and review on your favorite platform. If you want to stay up to date with the latest news and insights from the NFT space, be sure to follow us on all the socials at NFT Catcher Pod. You can follow Jennifer at Jennifer_pseudo and Michael at NFTicket. I'm your producer, Andy, and I'm at AJC254. Our theme song's by It's Just Los. We always appreciate your feedback and support, which helps us reach more people and bring you informative and engaging content about NFTs. We look forward to bringing you more great NFT content in future episodes. Thanks for listening. Peace.